Buddy, welcome back to another episode of Cape Time, and we are here to discuss Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But before we get into that, we are going to do a small review on the Shang-Chi trailer that just dropped the other day. And holy shit, I was only semi-hyped prior to this trailer, and now I am all in on this movie. God damn, it looks fucking sick. Tom, how are you feeling?
Yeah. I was in on Shang-Chi before the trailer, just because, it's a different type of Marvel movie in terms of it being a martial arts.
Yeah, no, that was always exciting. I know nothing about it.
Yes, and obviously it's huge, because it's our first Asian superhero movie that I can recall. I'm sure there might have been one or two, but this is the first huge mega Asian-led superhero film, since superhero movies really took off, especially the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So this is a huge deal on multiple reasons, and it's such a different movie, if that makes sense. It's such a different genre of Marvel movie, I guess you can say. Obviously, Marvel movies are always action movies, but this is really a kung fu oriented kind of superhero movie with an amazing cast, an amazing director, and it's just everything, and also it's awesome that they hired an Asian director because we won't get certain stereotypes that were in the original Shang-Chi comics. So that's awesome that they're being incredibly respectful to Asian people, because it's very easy if you hire a white man to direct or write, you get fucking bunch of stereotypes. So I'm so glad that they just really hired. I believe they hired Asian writers as well, an Asian cast, Asian crew. Let's go for it, man. I'm so excited on so many different reasons, and most importantly, the movie looks awesome. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
The cinematography looks great. The action looks great. The choreography looks great. Simu Liu looks amazing as Shang-Chi. You can tell that he's a martial artist. That guy
knows how to fight.
That guy can do his stunts, and it's oh my god, this is so freaking cool, man. I'm so excited for this movie. It looks so awesome. I can't wait for more trailers. And it's about damn time they dropped that trailer. We've been asking for that for quite a while.
So, yeah, man, we really needed that trailer. And, like you were saying, this is obviously great for Asian culture. And you look at Black Panther is a very similar thing where they clearly made the right choice, hiring Ryan Coogler to direct, having black writers. I mean, they understood the culture and shows in the writing in that movie. And I think we're going to see that exact same thing here in Shang-Chi. And just looking, man, I couldn't be more thrilled about all the different vibes I'm getting from this trailer, whether it be I can honestly see a decent amount of Mulan influence actually in some of the things stylistically there, which I thought was interesting. Maybe and beyond that, of course, the martial arts. I think you'll see some Mortal Kombat elements even. I mean, there's a lot of things there that just excite the hell out of me, and I'm excited to see what the story is going to be exactly, because I'm not totally sure. Maybe have rumors, but nothing set in stone on what it is. But we have a better idea after the trailer, and we also know that they made some changes from the comics, and I would say they're welcome changes for me. They made Mandarin Shang-Chi's father in this, which is not what it was in the comics at all. That was not a thing. So that's a very interesting change.
Shang-Chi's father in the original comics was a character named Fu Manchu, which is just a giant ass stereotype. Yeah. So I'm so happy they're fuck that, we're not doing that.
Yeah, totally. And Mandarin's obviously such a big character. It's so cool that we're finally getting him in the MCU and not the Iron Man 3 Mandarin.
That was an imposter Mandarin.
Yes. So. And I'm very excited to see because they are going to address that, that'll be pretty funny. So that'll be cool. But and the other change is with the 10 rings themselves, because they're usually just literal rings on your fingers, one on each. Hence the name, the 10 rings. But
no,
they're more like bracelets on your arm.
They're more like Superman 64 rings.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
it's a very cool change, and I think honestly it looks a lot cooler than just the 10 rings on your fingers. I think that looks a lot more badass, and I think it allows for more creativity with the appearance. So personally, I like that choice as well, and again, I like everything I see in that trailer. I mean, like you were saying, the choreography looks really sick, and we only got to see small glimpses of it. I mean, I didn't even for a teaser trailer, I gotta say, I did not even think we were gonna get that much.
Mm.
Like that was a really good teaser trailer. They gave me
We
pretty
got
much
we got
everything I
some
wanted.
juicy
Yeah, we
juicy.
got some juicy stuff there. That was no bullshit at
Mm.
all. They went
That's
right into it.
that split kick at the end, that
Oh my
jumping
god,
split
yeah.
kick. That was the and that was clearly Simu that did that. I was like,
Yeah, that was no double.
oh shit, this is gonna be so cool. And then yeah, I mean there's and then at the end where he pulls the lady back from getting her head fucking cut off from the
Yeah.
truck. That's gonna be such an awesome movie. I'm so excited. That's a day one viewing for me.
Oh yeah, me
I
too.
can't, obviously getting vaccinated and being able to go to movie theaters again. That's gonna be a day one viewing, and then
Just
yeah,
got my
just
first dose.
yep. Oh, congratulations! I'm getting mine scheduled soon, but
Sick.
I'm lazy, so.
I get it.
But yeah, I'm just so excited, man. And then also before we get into Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Amelia Clarke is coming to the MCU.
Yes, she's going to be in Secret Invasion, which really has a very big cast right now. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not even considering the Avengers characters that are almost definitely going to be in that show as well, because Feige already said it won't be as big as like Endgame, of course, but it's going to be Secret Invasion, and you will have this big cast.
I
How
do have a
big?
question.
Yeah, what's up?
Remember that Chris Evans is going to come back as Captain America?
Oh yeah, the scroll.
Yeah, maybe they do a scroll cap.
I think I would be all in on that, dude. That'd
That
be
would be a
so
major
cool.
selling point for someone that doesn't really care about the scrolls like me. Like I never really cared about them. If you told me Chris Evans is coming back as Scroll Cap, all right,
I
let's
mean,
do
think
it.
about that. It'll almost be like, let's say he fights Falcon, or rather Sam as the new Cap against
Mm-hmm.
him. Oh, that would be really cool to actually see, because it's almost like you're getting Cap versus Cap, which is
Mm-hmm.
just
Yeah,
amazing visually.
the Cap versus Cap, while the other Cap probably died.
Yeah.
Real Chris Evans died. Well, not real Chris Evans. Real Chris Evans, Steve Rogers. We know what I'm saying. But yeah, if they get if they can add some Avengers to this roster
And they
to this
will.
cast, then I'm in. Like, yeah, give me some confirmation about who else is in it. Because if it's just gonna be like Nick Fury, I'm not really too interested, to be honest. But like,
No, I get that. I think you definitely need the Avengers
give,
members, because they're a big part of Secret Invasion. So what's the point of
exactly. What's
doing
the
Secret
point of
Invasion
doing
without it?
it if you're not gonna have some Avengers in there? It
Because
just
originally I thought it was going to be Secret Invasion. The show is a prequel to the real event, which is the movie. But Feige said that wasn't the case, though, unless I'm forgetting. But
mm,
I think he made it clear that no, like this is Secret Invasion. This is the big event, but we're doing it over the course of a show instead. And I'm like, you know what? I'm down with that. I mean, because the benefit, of course, is you get, just like with Falcon, it's like a 6-hour movie. And I think in the
mm-hmm.
case of Secret Invasion, it's really going to feel like a movie, because that's the point of it. It's not supposed to be like a TV show format like WandaVision, obviously, because every Marvel show has different intents, and this show will definitely have the intent of being a movie. So I think you're going to definitely get those Avengers members in there, and probably, if I had to guess, you'll see Falcon, maybe Bucky, not totally sure, but my gut says yes. Probably Captain Marvel, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Miss Marvel, but I don't know. I think you're gonna get a lot of different characters in there. So do that for me, and I'll be happy. Maybe we'll get Daredevil. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, right. Like how would he would he be able to help by like using his radar sense?
I don't know. I mean, he can.
How the
Ooh, I
fuck
mean,
would he? How the fuck would Daredevil be
well,
a
I mean, he's a
help to him?
badass.
Well, that's true, but like,
What's the equivalent of, what are you gonna say? Captain America couldn't fight Skrulls? I mean,
mm,
well, I mean, he's a super soldier, but
I don't know.
regardless, Daredevil would kick plenty of ass. He'd be fine.
Okay. He was trained by ninjas.
Could we just bring in like the Punisher and have him shoot all of them?
Yeah, that's gonna work. Let's just shoot him. I threw a rock at him.
Comes in with the machine gun. I got this, guys.
Yeah. No, you know what? There shouldn't even be any introduction to John Bernthal. There should just be fucking just John Bernthal just walks in and just starts shooting people. There's no build up to Punisher coming in.
And have him do his big John Bernthal scream that everybody loves.
Yes, let's do that.
That scream is iconic.
I like it. No, I'm just his performance in season 2 of Daredevil is just that's so good. I can't.
Dude, if you make the 4 episodes of Daredevil season 2 a movie, it's the best Marvel movie ever.
Yeah,
it literally might be. Like, it's that good.
Yeah. The second half of the season is fine. It's just not.
It's just the worst. It's the worst of Daredevil, but it's still really good.
Yeah, it's just like a step down from total greatness.
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, that's not great.
You're only kind of great.
You're still great, but you're not on like the all-time best superhero show ever level that you once were. And then season 3 comes in and just like blows us all away again. It's like, oh, okay.
We're back.
All right, we're back. Then go see Spider-Man No Way Home, people, because Daredevil's coming back. So,
but I guess we'll pivot back to Shang-Chi quick. I really am intrigued by the villains in this movie. They look so cool and unique, man. Like, this is like the style of everything in this movie is just so different, and I'm all for it. I mean, Death Dealer, I love his look. I don't know.
That's his name?
Yeah, Death Dealer.
Oh, that's a cool name.
Yeah, I knew a couple things about Shang-Chi only because I did research like months ago when I first heard about the movie. And Death Dealer, I heard was going to be in it from Daniel Richman. He mentioned that him and Razor Fist will be in the movie, which they're both in the trailer. So evidently he was right about that. And my God, man, they both look really cool. And Death Dealer is, I'm all in. I'm just, the name alone has me all in, but the look and the small glimpse
he deals death, man.
He deals death. He deals death.
Like, that's sold.
Yeah,
to the man in white.
Sold. And Razor Fist, actually, in the comics, he actually has usually both of his hands are razor, so maybe we'll see him get the other one in the movie.
Yes. Remember we got Taserface.
Taserface!
Yes, we've got Taserface and Razor Fist in the MCU. This is tremendous.
It's metaphorical!
Now, next, we'll have Knife Dick.
Squirrel Girl,
yes. They actually almost tried to do a Squirrel Girl thing, but that got canceled. It was supposed to be played by the AT&T lady.
Howard the Duck.
Yep. Yeah, give me Howard the Duck in there. But, was there any other Marvel Cinematic Universe news? I mean, Hawkeye finished filming. Congratulations.
Yeah, they did just finish filming, which is awesome. And
Doctor Strange 2 is wrapping.
Yes, Doctor Strange 2 is wrapping, and Elizabeth Olsen was talking about it today briefly, I guess, in an interview, and she said this movie is just a full-blown horror show. And, like, she's like the way her and Cumberbatch have talked about this movie, knowing that Sam Raimi especially is behind it, and they're talking about all these horror
Starting to
elements.
Understand why Sam Raimi was hired.
I mean, it was obvious to me. I mean, this is the guy that did Evil Dead. I mean, this guy could do horror, and even in the original Spider-Man movies, like, you had those little moments where you can see his horror influences come through, with obviously the Doc Ock scene being the one everyone references, but even beyond that, I mean, that guy knows his horror.
That jump scare in the burning building in Spider-Man 1 is just like, I shit my pants multiple times.
Now, for me, the worst one is always the last night was in Spider-Man 1.
Yeah, that just comes out of nowhere. I mean, can you imagine, like, the first time seeing that movie?
Yeah.
And then that happening? It's like, what the
fuck?
Sam, what the fuck, man? But, yeah, I mean, can you imagine you're like a 10-year-old kid going to see the first Spider-Man movie? And that shit. Yeah. I think Sam Raimi permanently traumatized some people. Over the course of the Spider-Man tenure, and I love that. I love him for that, because, Why not? But yeah. Go Sam. Go Sam. Just
Go Sam.
I'm so happy he's back. We always say that, but yeah. That's the
No,
king.
of course. I mean, it's a great pick to replace Scott Derrickson, who I was excited
Oh
for his.
shit!
Wait, what? What? What
You
happened?
know what we forgot to talk about. Alfred Molina blabbed.
Oh, you're right. How did I forget this? Wow,
He,
thank you
he
for that. That
blabbed.
would have sucked.
He blabbed.
He
He blabbed.
blabbed.
He basically confirmed Spider-Verse. Just
Feige is like at his house right now, just reading the article, like, what the fuck?
oh, those Marvel snipers, man. They missed their shot.
Yeah, they missed. They missed.
Fucking Hawkeye missed this time. Played 18, shot 18. Just can't seem to miss. Well, this time you missed. So,
Yeah, I mean, he talked about the movie saying how this really excites me. He noted that his story the story of Doc Ock is going to pick up right where it left off in Spider-Man 2 with him in the river. And as soon as he said that, I was like, holy shit. Like, we're really going right from where he finished and picking up from there, which is so cool. And he said that they're actually going to de-age him, which I found very fascinating.
yes. Do you think?
He noted that look at what they did with Samuel L. Jackson and Captain Marvel. Like the technology is great, so I'm not worried about him looking weird. I'm sure it's going to look just fine, and
Well,
I'm pumped.
Do you think they'll de-age Toby?
I don't know. I
don't think Andrew needs any de-aging.
No, Andrew doesn't.
He looks exactly the same.
Andrew doesn't need it.
Yeah, so like Andrew, just shave your beard and you're good, buddy. If he did have a beard, buddy, I'm sure he shaved it.
Well, I mean, the question is because they're going to take it from that point with his story, but like, is it literally like?
Could there be a time jump? I don't know.
That's my point. Like, if there's a time jump, then it doesn't matter. But like,
dude,
I don't know.
Dude, that makes the Raimi trilogy MCU canon officially, just like a MCU multiverse canon officially. So that's pretty nuts. So it's like they're actually touching the Raimi movies, and it's like this could go really good, or if they fuck it up.
And but the big reason I have faith is we've heard from a lot of people that the reason why all these actors from these movies agreed to come back to begin with is the fact that Raimi recruited them. Like, he got them to come back.
It's connected to Doctor Strange too in some way.
Oh yeah, and not even just that. Like he wouldn't recruit these people to come back for Spider-Man 3 if he didn't support the story that they created. I mean, like he's not going to tell Toby, "Oh, I want you to come back for this really shitty story that Sony cooked up." Like, no, it's obviously a story he fully supports. So if that's the case, then I really don't have any issues with it whatsoever, because we had a lot of people tweeting, this is not a good idea. It ruins the legacy of Doc Ock and the story that Alfred
that character did have a very special arc.
He did. His arc was really great, but the question is, there's no context. There's no context whatsoever. And from what I've heard from certain sources that I will not disclose because I will get in a lot of trouble if I do.
It's not me.
Not Tom. I really do have a source here, but it's gonna be very tastefully done. It's not anything we should worry about. And the thing, they even consulted like the actors, like saying, "Do you think this works for your character?" And they agreed that it does. And Doc Ock said, Alfred Molina said, talking about the character.
You called him Doc.
Yeah, I did.
he really is.
Yeah, he is. He said he's gonna be killing people in this movie with those crazy arms of his, and it's like, well, I'm sure if he's doing that, it either means he's being controlled again, which is more than possible. I mean, that doesn't undermine the character at all. That's just out of his control at that point. Or maybe, yeah, or he has a new motive that we don't even know about. I mean, there's a lot of things you gotta consider. The tritium is back.
Can you imagine if MCU tritium is like, I gotta get that MCU tritium now?
I mean, I did tell you about a callback they're doing with Doc Ock.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
yes, you did. And
yes.
I can't wait. I can't, because we have heard some things, but we can't say those things.
No, there's a couple things I can disclose, but only because they were also said on Reddit.
Daredevil's in the movie.
Yes, Daredevil is in the movie, Tom.
Well, Daredevil isn't in the movie, but Daredevil is in the movie. Matt Murdock is in the movie, but Daredevil, that's to be determined.
So, the Reddit leak that I'm going to discuss quick, this is actually many people didn't believe it, and I don't blame them. Reddit leaks are usually bullshit, but
I've 95%
had
of the time they're
95%. But I have had 3 actually very reliable sources that have either told me directly or have hinted that this is like it's pretty accurate.
I know, and like from what I've read of that leak, I'm actually very excited about it. Obviously, you need to see, but like here's the thing. Also, like that actually sounds really good, right? And like you just have to make sure, because remember, if you read like the Avengers Endgame leaks, it's like, oh, they're doing how does this make sense? It's like people were having concerns, but then you go see the movie and you see the execution, and it's like, oh, okay.
I mean, again, if you read out of context, Thor is gonna get fat and Hulk is not gonna do anything except get smart, you're gonna think it's totally stupid, and I wouldn't blame you. It sounds stupid. But the execution and the way it works for the characters is actually, especially for Thor, I mean, like it's really meaningful, and there's meaning behind, aside from it just being a joke that he's fat. It's not as black and white as that. It's much deeper. So you definitely gotta keep the context in mind. But just looking at this leak, even Charles Murphy, you know, he didn't directly say this leak is true, but he said like, you can find all the info you want on this movie if you know where to look. And he said that the day the leak came out. So obviously that's what he was referring to.
He can't confirm it because like he can get in trouble.
Yeah, he'll get in trouble. But he'll say like it's out there. You just gotta look around.
There's a reason why certain people can't say shit about this movie and a lot of other things. I mean, there are laws and legalities. Yeah. That they can't get into. Like, they can't just come out and say Toby and Andrew are in it for some reason.
Even if they know it. Because they do. Yeah. Everyone knows it. Like, I've had 3 different people directly say that I know are 100% accurate with their information, that he and Andrew are in the movie. So that's not even, I don't have a shadow of a doubt with that anymore. That's not even on my mind. But it's the only thing on my mind.
We even had a scene described to us involving him, so we can't describe that. I don't want to describe that scene to people.
No,
you're just gonna have to wait for that. I think personally, by the way, before we get into the Winter Soldier, I think I just have this gut feeling. I think a lot of this movie's secrets are gonna get revealed in the trailer. I think Sony does.
Sony always does that.
I think they'll show at least one of Toby or Andrew in the trailer, because they're gonna want to capitalize, especially. I hate to say this, but due to the pandemic, they want to make sure they squeeze every last dollar, every last seat filled in those theaters. Yeah. And the only way to do that is to show some of the secrets, and I think Toby will be in the trailer, to be honest, because Toby is going to be a significant draw, and I think Willem Dafoe is going to be shown as well.
Yeah, Dafoe definitely might be in that trailer. I'm not going to go into detail, but he definitely has a big role in the movie, along with.
I'm gonna cry in this movie. I'm gonna cry, man. I hope you know that. That's gonna be an emotional experience, because I haven't seen these people, and I mean, like these movies are 15 years old. Spider-Man 2 is gonna be 20 next year, so it's like, oh my god. I mean, Spider-Man 1 is gonna be 20 next year. It's like,
that's fucking.
That's pretty messed up. It's gonna be 19 in May, so 19 next month. So
God, I feel old.
Yeah, so I'm 21 in July, so but yeah, I can't wait for this movie, man. This is last thing is, like, this is gonna be a Spider-Man celebration, really. That's my feeling. Like, it's gonna celebrate these 3 interpretations of Peter Parker in such a great way. From what I've read, from what I've heard, I feel like if this script is strong, and I've heard that it is, from one particular person that you and I both know, that this script is very strong, and this is coming from a person that doesn't even like Tom Holland's Spider-Man that much, that wasn't the biggest fan of Far From Home. I really think this is going to be a movie that every Spider-Man fan can love and enjoy, whatever interpretation you prefer. Yeah. And I just really think this is going to be, a really special experience. So I can't wait for that first trailer, because that's going to drop, month or 2 from now, maybe. That's not too far away. So
it's going to be June, July. somewhere in that range. And Sony, I feel like they're the kind of company that's impatient. Like they want to release it as soon as they possibly can.
So here's
I
the
think
thing.
It's gonna be June.
Here's the thing. They released the Homecoming trailer. The first Homecoming trailer released in December for a July release. And then the reason why the Far From Home first trailer took a while to drop was because
Endgame.
It would have spoiled Endgame.
Yeah.
So that is just an outlier. So I'm thinking you're probably looking at a 6 months before release. So June is what you're looking at. Maybe May if we're lucky.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I'll just do a brief synopsis of the leak quick, and we'll move on to the Falcon review. But
sounds good.
Look at the leak. There's a lot here, and I'm thinking I would say at least 95% of this is true. Could even be all of it, but I just can't confirm that for sure.
Yeah, a lot of that is true in that leak. I'm gonna be honest. Wait, before we start, spoilers.
Yes.
Skip
if that wasn't obvious.
Skip this part if you don't want spoilers, please.
Yes. All right, here we go. So the movie starts off where Far From Home left off, and there is apparently going to be a time skip, and from there we're going to see Peter in court. And there's a lot going on, and he's trying to prove his innocence. I wonder who could help him with that.
Jennifer Walters.
Jessica Jones?
No.
Maybe? No?
Some blind Catholic guy. I've never heard of him.
Oh, okay. Never mind that. Who cares?
Heard his dad was a boxer.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, his mother was... nobody ever knew where his mother went. Heard she became a priest.
So
a sister. I don't know what the term is. Whatever. Moving forward.
So after this, it says that Doctor Strange calls out that there's something going on and the multiverse is breaking, and from here we find out that villains are going around from universe to universe just doing their own thing, and Strange has been trying to capture them, put them into a sort of special prison that he made. And apparently they escape because of Peter in some way. He does something that messes this up, but there's no context given to how or why. And then after that, we learn that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in the second and third act of the movie. No details on how they meet or why, but that means that their role is actually going to be bigger than some people even speculated to begin with, because second and third act, I mean, that's, especially if this is a long movie, which I think it will be, you're probably talking they'll be in the movie for at least half. So you're talking maybe a little over an hour. That's pretty big. And then moving on from there, they both help him capture the villains. And we're gonna get scenes with just Tobey Maguire and Garfield alone too, not just the three Spideys together. So
I want to see what they've been up to.
Yeah, so they'll have some individual moments, which is nice. And it says the movie's final act is going to be on the Statue of Liberty, which now looks like Captain America with the shield, which does make sense given
that
certain
lines up
with
pictures. Set photos.
Yeah.
That already leaked out.
Yes. So all the villains are there with Tom Holland Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, all fighting and doing their thing. And apparently Stark's arc reactor is present in the scene, and every villain is trying to get their hands on it for some unknown reason. Why? I couldn't tell you. I really don't. I can't even speculate because I don't know. Yeah,
context.
I got no idea. But and all the villains apparently end up being defeated and are put back in the prison of Doctor Strange, except William Dafoe's Green Goblin. Oh baby. And then Goblin apparently, big spoiler here, is going to kill someone major, but Tom Holland's Peter ends up being crying and enraged, and he tries to kill Goblin but was not successful in doing so. So this is going to be pretty crazy. And the last thing it says is the movie ends with Peter finishing high school, thank God, and that's it.
Well, goddamn. Hot diggity damn. And we've also heard that Tobey might be in Doctor Strange too.
Yes, that's definitely a possibility. I've heard it from multiple people at this point, and I would say I believe it. And I can't definitely say this, but I didn't even necessarily tell you this, but it's looking pretty clear that we're going to get some X-Men cameos in that movie.
You bastard.
I don't know who at all. I really don't.
What is there a huge jacked man in there?
I mean, I hope so. I don't know, but I would really like that. I already told you this. If I get to see Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man interact with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine with Doctor Strange in the background doing his thing, I'm gonna shit myself.
Well, god damn, I'm so
Like,
excited, man.
come on,
That's
it's crazy to think about. And again, like the plot leak was going on to say, William Dafoe's Goblin is evidently going to have a really big role, and that lines up with what I've heard from quite a few people that I trust. So it's pretty big. That's really big, and you got to keep in mind this is going to be a villain unlike any that Tom Holland's Peter has ever seen. Because I don't want to be this guy, but like look at Mysterio and Vulture. They're awesome. I love them both, but they are not even half as
Green
scary
Goblin is a fucking
as Dafoe.
madman.
Like that's like Joker and Batman. Like that is Goblin.
Yeah,
that interpretation of Goblin.
That Goblin is, like, think about it. The Goblin is basically a Captain America-esque experiment. It's like it's a serum, right? And it's like it gives him all these. It makes him fucking jacked and makes him, he's incredibly incredibly good hand-to-hand fighter. He can kick your ass, and he is an absolute madman at the same time. He's fucking crazy.
But first, we attack his heart.
And also
good.
He's smart. He's smart too.
Oh,
he's also,
so smart.
And so like it's like this is like Green Goblin is the ultimate test for any Spider-Man, and for a young Spider-Man like Tom Holland Spider-Man.
He's not ready for this. He's like not ready at all.
Like it's like he is gonna get hit with like a ton of bricks when he faces off against.
Dude, I'm just getting giddy thinking about it right now, because I told you this like a long time ago after Far From Home. I want Peter to really be put in a crazy situation where someone's life is on the line and he's facing a villain that's unlike any other in terms of how dangerous and scary they are. And Goblin, especially Defoe's interpretation of Goblin, is literally the living embodiment of all of that. Like,
yeah.
He is one scary dude. And if we get a scene like when Spider-Man 1 where he's holding MJ, for example, and he has the bus with the children and he makes Tobey's Spider-Man.
There should definitely be like callbacks.
Yeah.
To, like, the Tobey film, like where like maybe they do like the final climactic, like a battle on with the fairies and shit. I mean like the what was it called, the Roosevelt Island. The thing that held the kids.
Oh, not gondola, is it?
Something like that. It's like near the bridge, and yanks up.
Yeah, it's a gondola, I feel like. But
and he's just holding on, and maybe it would be really cool. What would be really cool is if they could go back to that warehouse. I mean that abandoned hospital.
Man.
From the end of Spider-Man 1, and you get that exact moment where Tom Holland Spider-Man gets thrown into it, just like in Spider-Man 1, and all you see is a pumpkin bomb, and like it's just a repeat, and like this is where after the death of that major character should happen, and so even though Spider-Man's getting his ass kicked, this is where Tom Holland is fucking pissed. And then like it's like it's the same as Spider-Man 1, but it's also incredibly different. Whereas in Spider-Man 1, Tobey gets his ass kicked for a while, but Peter, after getting that bomb blown up, it only makes Tom's Peter, have this desire to live even more, to survive, to kick this guy's ass. And he gets up and he shows that he's a Spider-Man. He stands out on his own as this new Spider-Man. And, just like he's also got to be a kid in a way. Like, this is more of a younger Spider-Man, so maybe even a more athletic battle, I guess you can say. Maybe he's just like bouncing off the walls, fucking kicking Defoe's ass. I don't know. Do something new with the fight, with some callbacks to Spider-Man 1.
Yeah, that's gonna be the one thing I'm really looking at in this movie, because I was never in love with the hand-to-hand combat in the first two MCU Spider-Man films. Like, they've been very lackluster in that sense for me. They haven't done too much for me. So if I can get some better choreography and combat in this next movie, I'd be really thrilled. I think that's going to be an essential part of taking this movie to the next level. Because I mean, the first, we didn't really get any of that in the first
movie. He doesn't really fight people.
But that's my point.
In the general sense.
That's a problem, though, I think. Okay, look at the original Spider-Man movie. The original one, you had great combat with Defoe's Goblin. Second one, you had great hand-to-hand combat with
hand-to-arms combat.
Wait, what?
Hand-to-arms combat.
Well, hand-to-arms combat.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just like, yeah, I mean, yeah.
I want some more of that.
Yeah, you want more hand-to-hand stuff. Whereas with Tom's Spider-Man, it was mostly like, against the Vulture, he's got his web attached to like his leg, and it's more like aerial combat and stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying. Is it gets a little boring when there's literally no hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, I mean,
and there was none.
And I think like that lended itself well to Vulture specifically, but like with Green Goblin, outside of Green Goblin having a glider, once that glider's out of the picture, you gotta have Tom Holland and like you gotta have Tom Holland and Defoe go.
But that's what I'm saying. Like if I get something like that, I'm all in. Like I couldn't be more satisfied.
Yeah.
I get to see a hand-to-hand brutal fucking fight between
like,
Tom
think
Holland,
about it.
Spidey,
Dude,
and him.
Tom Holland Spider-Man held together the Staten Island ferry. Like this is a powerful.
No, this is one strong dude.
This is a powerful ass dude. So like, and he also held an entire bell tower together as well. Like, so just imagine that fight, man. Can you imagine Defoe's Goblin while also having the Goblin serum? Maybe he gets his hands on like a super soldier serum as well.
Huh?
And he just like he goes absolutely apeshit. Like, oh my god, man. There's so many possibilities, man. Like,
yeah,
and we're not even talking about like what Andrew Spider-Man can do. Like,
we have not even touched on Andrew.
Like Andrew I've heard some stuff about like certain characters from the Andrew universe that are in this as well. And it's like, yeah, Paul Giamatti is one of those. And you know, fuck it, man. Like, let's have Rhino in there. Why not, man? Can you imagine Tom Holland Spider-Man going up against Rhino?
I'll say this, with people love the shit on him, but like the thing is, you don't need every villain to be so serious and like scary. Like
just
him,
tonally, it's just so whacked out compared.
That's what I'm
to
saying.
Can you imagine the ending of Amazing Spider-Man 1 and then you see Amazing Spider-Man 2's opening?
Yes.
It's
exactly.
Like, are we in the same universe? But yeah, I mean, can you imagine Tobey Spider-Man in front of Paul Giamatti's Rhino? He's like, what the hell?
What the fuck is this?
You know what Tobey would say? He would say, "Oh," that would be his reaction. Oh, this is what we're dealing with now. And like,
could we have Bully Maguire back?
And we're not even talking about the fact that Jamie Foxx's Electro was like the first person that was leaked. Like, that's Andrew's villain, man. And
yeah, you're right.
And this is the same version. We know for a fact now that this is the same version from Amazing Spider-Man 2, right? And I wouldn't even
we know he's gonna be yellow this time.
Yeah, but like probably just a design change, you know.
From what I understand, actually, it's not just a design change.
Oh, what do you understand?
I've heard rumblings that it has to do with like a change in energy.
Yes, energy moves from one place to another. Energy never dies. Jamie Foxx said that.
But that's my point. Like, it's not as simple as like, oh, we're just changing his color.
No. There's actually a reason why.
Yeah, there's a reason.
Yeah. I got you, man. That is gonna, dude. It's basically the Sinister Six. What we've heard that there's a seventh villain as well.
It's a multiverse Sinister Six, and the seventh villain is likely going. If I don't know this for sure at all, I'm guessing entirely on this, no source, but I'd expect Mysterio because
that's my guess.
Like, it's because I know for a fact that there's at least one MCU Spider-Man villain in this.
Yeah,
at least one.
At least one.
And Vulture, I love him. I don't think he's going to be in it.
No.
And
Keaton did his Morbius. Now he's doing Batman.
And like, if there's only going to be one, it would make sense for that one to be Mysterio. And I'm trying to think. I don't think he's going to be, because they made it clear that it's a Sinister Six. So I feel like he might be somewhat separated from the main six in some way. Like, I'm not sure how or why, but I feel like they're going to be fairly separate in what they're doing. So maybe he has his own side plot, or maybe it's even just like a kind of flashback type of thing. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. Because he might be dead for all we know. Like, he really might be dead, but
I don't think he's dead.
I'm not saying he is. He could be. But if I had to guess, no, I think he's alive. But you never know, though. You never know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's dead personally, but you never know. But dude, that movie's gonna be so sick. And I also kind of mentioned, I think this is like our last big piece of news, but Michael Keaton is officially doing Batman and the Flash.
I mean, we knew this. I mean, we knew this was gonna
Yeah,
happen. It was just like there was some
it's
doubt
just
because
been
he
like
said the COVID
he
stuff, but
signed the
we all
deal.
knew.
He signed the deal. He's on set now, and he's filming the scenes. So yeah, so that's
Christian
basically.
Bale. Oh man.
Oh
Oh,
really? He's coming back too.
cough. I didn't say that.
He is. He is. Is he?
I didn't say that.
He's bald right now. He shaved his head.
Christian Bale. Oh man.
So he's gonna need to grow that hair back pretty fast. But knowing his intense acting methods, he's probably gonna use some Rogaine or some shit. Fucking bring all the hair back. So yeah.
To clarify, if he's in it, it'll just be a cameo, obviously. If he's even in it, I don't know for sure. I have only heard some indications that he's in it.
That'd be pretty nice to see him pop up. Just probably threw like $10 million and just
That'd be cool.
Like, all right, why not? But I'm looking to see if there's any other news that we might have missed. Spider-Verse 2 got new directors. Congratulations to them. We don't really need to go into that. James Gunn just has completely finished the Suicide Squad. Congratulations there. Excited to see that. Flash, obviously. Olivia Colman, Oscar-winning Olivia Colman, is going to star in the Secret Invasion series alongside Amelia Clarke. So that's coming together really quickly.
It's a big cast.
It is a big cast. Those are big actors. So
they wanted Gary Oldman for that show. But that never came together, I'm guessing. But they did want him.
Mm-hmm. Steven Spielberg's Black Hawks is still in the works.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting.
So that's exciting. I'm just going through the list really quick before we get into Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And yeah, that's about it for now. And Jon Favreau is coming back for Spider-Man No Way Home. According to Charles Murphy. And yeah. I think that was pretty much, we all pretty much knew that was going to happen, but like now we actually know officially. Yeah, now we pretty much know officially. And yeah, and like we said before, Doctor Strange 2 is wrapping. And also Aquaman 2 got a new is getting in production soon. Mads Mikkelsen joined Indiana Jones 5. And yeah, I think that's just about it. So yeah, let's get into the meat and potatoes of Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 5. I almost talked like A-Rod right there with my S's, but Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 5. Let's get into this.
Yeah.
Luke, go for it.
All right, I guess we'll just jump right in, man. I'm not sure if you're on board with this, but I feel like I say this every week, but was this your favorite episode?
Good question. I think episode 4 was the high point for me so far.
4 was great. 4 was great.
Especially with the decapitation at the end. Just like, oh, we're doing this. But yeah, episode 5, I feel like, is a really much needed, character kind of character study on mostly Sam, I feel. And John Walker, and mostly Sam though. I mean, we needed Sam to get a little bit more development before that final episode.
He did, which is great.
Because it feels like a lot of the attention has been mostly on Walker and the Flag Smasher storyline. And now we just need to get into like Sam like Sam's about to become Sam really like is actually becoming Captain America. Like he's about to do it. He's about to do the damn thing. He got the suit in this episode.
Yes, he did. We didn't see it, but he did get the suit.
He opened it. He's ready to put it on. He's coming. He's putting that fucking suit on. We're about to get the real Captain America. I don't know why people actually thought that John Walker was gonna actually like stay as Captain America.
No, I don't know why anyone would think that.
Like it's been incredibly clear that Sam Wilson's gonna become Captain America.
Dude, the opening to this episode was so good.
They really got right into that.
Yeah. When Walker walks into that warehouse and you can just see how mentally broken this dude is. Like he's in his own world right now, and he's not gonna back down. And Sam and Bucky know this, and they're ready to take the shield. And Walker takes that as like you can tell. He's like, I almost fell for this. You just want the shield for yourself. That's all this is. But no, it's not that. It's you're not worthy, and this was Steve's shield, and you have stained his legacy by doing what you did. So they are going to take it back by force, and they do. But man, it was not easy, man. That was one gritty ass fight, and he was about to decapitate Sam, man. He rips his wings off, and he is ready to take off his freaking head.
2 decapitations in one day, man. That would have been a hell of
something.
a day. Yeah,
but
and then you
John
see
Walker,
Bucky,
man. Oh,
Bucky jump in there.
Yep.
It's like, oh yeah, that's
Bucky kicks his ass, and
teamwork.
See, I can't get over it. Wyatt Russell, man. His performance is so fucking good. I could not love the character of John Walker anymore. He's just such a good character. Like, they really built him up right. They wrote him really good. It's a character that you can really just dive into and learn so much about. I couldn't have asked for more out of what we saw so far with him, and I can't wait to see how they wrap up his character, man. It's gonna be sick next episode.
Oh man. And also, we got the big cameo as well.
We did, but we're not there yet.
Oh, okay.
We're not there yet.
Yeah, they took the shield from John Walker.
But then after this, this was very interesting. He gives up the wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he gives them to his army partner, who
Danny?
in the comic,
Is that his name? Yeah.
Yeah. In the comics, he becomes I believe he becomes Falcon after Sam, once Sam becomes Captain America. So that's where you're getting him, I would assume. So yeah.
Yeah,
Sam,
I mean, that was obviously interesting, and my friend was like, because I always watch it with my friends, and he was like, oh, so he's not going to have the wings anymore? I'm like, no, he's still going to have wings. Even in the comics, he had the wings when he was Cap, so he'll get a new set of them.
He's just getting some patriotic wings.
Yeah, he's getting some patriotic wings, so that will not change. America. And then we get into John Walker in court after, which was, again, really awesome performance here, and you can tell this dude, he doesn't quite get it still. And I don't care what anyone says. He's a tragic character, man. Because he always had good intentions at heart. He really did, but he lost his way, obviously, and now he's just totally lost. And in court, this guy's letting out all his anger, defending himself, saying he did what he had to do. But the reality is that's not what he did not need to do that, and that's what he doesn't get. And after that, then we get the big cameo, which was very cool. This was what's her first name?
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yes, Julia. I couldn't think of the first name.
For those that don't,
yes, Elaine from Seinfeld. For those that might not know her, and they were right. Definitely award-winning actress. She won. I think I read 11 Emmys.
She is tremendous.
I am very interested to see what her character ends up being, because it sounds like she's going to be a darker Nick Fury.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like fucking evil Nick Fury putting together. I think she's putting together a team.
The weird thing is, I always thought that with the Thunderbolts, it would obviously be Thunderbolt Ross taking care of that, but maybe they're doing a change. I mean, Marvel's obviously not afraid to change the story up from the comics. They've never been afraid to do that. So maybe that's a case of that, or maybe it's more of a Dark Avengers type. I don't know. There's a lot of different things they can do, but one way or another, she's building some kind of team for sure. She did not just give John Walker her card for no reason. They're definitely going to keep in touch and work together in some way.
Well, that mid credit scene, where do you think he got some of those materials? Maybe he made a deal there. I don't know.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. Well, the question is, that's obviously a shield, but is it vibranium? Like, where the hell would he get that from?
Would be pretty cool if it was adamantium.
Oh, adamantium shield.
Well, I mean, they already had Madripoor in here, and that's a pretty big X-Men thing. So why not have vibranium in there?
Yeah, I mean, that was a big step, obviously. Because I didn't even realize this till when we first discovered it a few weeks ago, but that they were not allowed to use Madripoor because of the deal with the Fox had the rights to it. They didn't, which was
not anymore.
Not anymore. They can do whatever the hell they want. But after that, the next big scene we get is with Zemo, and he's taken away by the Wakandans, and that was a really impactful scene, man. The dialogue between Zemo and Bucky was really good, and When you see Bucky, it looks like he's about to shoot him, and he just drops the bullets. That's such a good shot, man. And they're taking him to the raft. They said, right?
Correct. He's going to the raft.
Interesting that they're bringing that back.
It's almost like they have plans for him eventually.
Wow, you really think so?
Probably. I don't know. I don't know much.
Obviously they do.
I'm kind of dumb.
Yeah, Zemo's character is not done yet, and I'm happy Marvel's done with the They've always done the one and done with villains in the past, seemingly. They had a bad habit of doing that. I'm happy that they're gonna leave some villains around, and because it just allows for their characters to only get deeper and more interesting as time goes on, and that's clearly what we've been getting with Zemo, man. His character is so interesting, and it wouldn't have been nearly as interesting if we didn't get Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I mean, his character was already good, but this show enhanced him even more. So, I'm also I really love the Wakandan relationship with Bucky, man. I hope they explore more in other projects because he's very interesting. He's one of my favorite characters in all of Marvel. So, I would love, we said this last episode, if maybe in the Wakandan show Bucky gets some screen time there. I think that'd be really cool.
That would be really cool. I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see where Bucky goes after this show. Just because, it's very clear where Sam's going. Pretty clear where John Walker's going. But there's, this gray area where we don't know exactly where Bucky's going to end up. Because he's never been on his own. And that's been that was a major point in this episode. When Sam and Bucky have that talk. Bucky's probably going to be out on his own, man.
I'm willing to bet one of the last scenes we get with Bucky in this show is him apologizing to the old man. I'm willing to bet that's one of the last, if not the last scene we get with him. Just a gut feeling there, but that'll be interesting because obviously that's a very hard thing to do for him, and that's going to be his arc coming full circle from the first episode, so that'd be really poetic, very well done. But the next big scene we get in this episode is probably the most emotional of the series so far, and that's the conversation between Isaiah Bradley and Sam, which was so impactful, man. I mean, the show they've only alluded to the racial side of being Captain America so far. They mentioned it a couple times, but they haven't really dove into it yet. This episode dives into it in every sense of the word, in this scene and also another scene later. So this whole conversation about he did the same exact thing Steve did, breaking out other soldiers from enemy prisons, and when he came back, instead of being praised like Steve was,
he was arrested.
And like he said, he was experimented on for 30 years until a nurse decided to take pity on him and let him go. So whoever that nurse was, thank God for you. But it's really sad.
They had him declared dead too.
Yeah, that too. And it's clear that this is a broken man. And Steve, he has his faith in America tested here, where Isaiah has no hope, and he doesn't believe that any real respectable black man can be Captain America without it being some product of the government or something. And so he doesn't think it'll ever happen. But and that's obviously putting Sam down a little bit, but he's not just going to give up like that but he also gets where Isaiah's coming from. He doesn't think he's just, this negative, crazy old man. He knows, he's been through shit.
He feels the pain.
Yeah, his thoughts are more than justified, and he feels for him. So, that scene really couldn't have been better done. Isaiah Bradley's character is truly brilliant. It's a great performance as well, and it was just such an emotional scene, man. I really loved it so much.
They kept all of Isaiah's letters. I mean, the letters from him.
Yes.
And it's just they really, in every sense of the word, they really screwed that guy over. And it's just terrible treatment. And it parallels real life. When back in those days, and probably still to this day, you see. Definitely still to this day, we just saw an incident a few weeks ago where African American military members, armed forces members, you can say, come back home and they're treated like absolute garbage, right?
Yeah.
And we see, and it's been a problem for forever, and it parallels in the show, and the show really does do a good job at doing parallels like that. It's and even though obviously there's like superpowers in this Marvel Cinematic Universe, it does have a real life feel to it, very much.
Yeah, absolutely. And from that point on, we go back to Sam and his family working on the boat, which is really cool. And Bucky comes in to help, and he's flirting with his sister. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's like Sam's like, it's like the May and Happy relationship.
Yeah, the exact same vibe right there, and it's so funny. He's like, wait, what's happening? Wait, no.
Stop, please.
Please stop.
Don't. He straight up tells Bucky,
like,
stop.
don't
do that. I'll fucking kill you. And it's like, yep. And it's kind of crazy that Sam's about to become Captain America, and he's like the only guy that hasn't had the super soldier serum.
Like, yeah, man. And that makes his character all the more interesting. The fact that he's going to be Captain America without ever needing it, and that just shows you the big difference between him and John Walker. It's very fascinating, and the whole scene.
That's one of the big plot points.
Oh yeah, it's very big. Continue.
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, I am just so in love with Sam's character, man. At first I did not think I was gonna. Well, I was never a big comic book reader. I'll say that right off the bat. So, like, I never had a big history with reading about Sam as Captain America in the comics or anything. So, like, when I found out he was going to be the next Cap, I was floored. I did not expect that at all. I was definitely not expecting it. But, I thought about it for a while after finding that out in Endgame. I was like, is he really going to be who I want to see as Captain America? Like, I just don't know. The character hasn't really. He's a cool character, but he hasn't really spoke to me too much yet. And then once this show, again, we said going in, the point of this show has to be to deepen the character of Sam and Bucky, and especially Sam because he's the new Cap. And if this show doesn't accomplish that, it's going to fall flat. And this episode right here really cemented that goal to a T. Sam's character is as good as it could possibly be, honestly. I don't know what else they can do to make him much better. He's an amazing character, and I am perfectly content with. Yeah, he's a great guy, and that's the whole thing. I mean, he has been a perfect human being throughout this whole show, always doing the right thing, and he's showing why he should be Cap. And I swear, every time he does something good, you see John Walker doing the exact opposite almost, and that contrast between the two is just so well illustrated throughout the whole show. So, props to the writers, man. They made me care about this character in a way I never thought I would. So props to all of them, man. Thank you, Kevin Feige, also, because obviously without him, this show is not what it is, because Kevin Feige is an evil genius.
I wouldn't say evil genius. I would say
he's an evil genius in the sense that he's going to rule the media world.
That's exactly. It sounds exactly what this world needs, is one conglomerate eating up all the media and entertainment in the world. Okay, sad thought. Okay, moving on.
So after this, we actually get John Walker visits Battlestar's family, and that was really emotional too. The family's so upset about losing him, and he straight up lies to them. He says, your son's killer. He's done. He's gone. He's been killed. We did the right thing, but
killed the wrong dude.
Yeah, that was not who killed him. So
killed the wrong dude.
And he knows that. He's not an idiot. He knows that. So he just clearly has no moral compass, and it's really sad. But following this, we get the really interesting scene with Sharon, who at this point, she's the power broker, right? Right?
Yeah, she is. She's definitely the power broker. And that's cool. That's fine.
No, I'm cool with it. I didn't think it was gonna be her.
It's pretty obvious at this point.
I mean, at first I did, and then I kind of got thrown off. I was like, maybe it's not her. I feel like that's a little too obvious. But now it's like, her. Okay, yeah, it's her. Okay, so I overthought it a little bit. But what's the guy's name that she calls him? I can't think of his name.
I can't think of his name either. I'm sorry.
The big brooding guy.
He calls Bartrock the Leaper, right?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's his name. He's a French dude, and Captain America kicked his ass in the Winter Soldier. He's the one that taunted Captain America about You're nothing without that shield. And they
Yeah.
puts the shield down, kicks his ass.
Such
It's
a good
like,
scene.
suck on those acorns, asshole.
And not too long after all this, we get probably one of my favorite scenes, if not my favorite scene in this episode. Maybe it's right there with the Isaiah Bradley scene for sure, and that's the whole conversation between Bucky and Sam. I mean, this whole conversation was beautiful. I mean, whether it was the talk about, Bucky acknowledging how he didn't really think about how difficult being a black Captain America would be. It's not anything him or Steve considered, and he acknowledges that, and it becomes more abundantly clear, even though we already assumed it. Now I'm like 100% sure Steve is dead. Like now they made it pretty clear in this episode. Like, yeah, he's gone. Like he's really, really gone. You can't talk to him anymore. There's nothing. So for those that held out maybe slight hope we get an old man Cap cameo or something at one point, no, that's not happening. He's definitely gone. But aside from that too, we had the Bucky kind of asked Sam for like advice on his whole situation and everything he's been doing with making amends. And Sam is very honest with him. He gives tough love. He says, "You're not amending, you're avenging," and that's a really great line. And he's right. He's not really making amends with these people. He's just been trying to
take down the people.
Yeah, take them down.
Yeah.
And that's very different than amending.
Very much. It's like you're just trying to make yourself feel better, and it's not the way to go about it. You really just gotta say sorry.
Yeah.
Be honest. Right. Tell them what happened. Tell them, that it wasn't really you. It was you, but it wasn't really you, and you were brainwashed, and yada yada yada. And like, if they forgive you, great. But if they don't, you have to live with that. And like, even if they don't accept your apology, you get to move on from it because you said your truth. Really, the truth will set you free is a famous phrase that works very well here. So yeah.
I actually did not think this scene was going to be in this episode. Everyone had been speculating it was going to be how the show ends, and I actually thought the same. I thought because we see Bucky and Sam going their separate ways for a bit in this episode, and I thought like, oh, okay, yeah, that's probably how this show was going to end, with those two splitting off and him just training with the Captain America shield after everything's wrapped up. And no, it became this episode, and we get a whole montage, Rocky style, of Sam training, and it's a struggle at first, which I like. He doesn't just pick up the shield and automatically know what he's doing. It took some training to really get a good grip.
That thing's got to be difficult to fucking handle.
Oh, of course. No, it's no easy task, and they make that abundantly clear. I mean, it took him a while to get the hang of it, be able to catch the shield without it taking his head off. I mean, it was very cool the way they did it all, and I am all ready for this dude to be Cap, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome to see him in that suit for the first time. It's just like, yep, he's here. Here we are. We've got the new Cap, and he's gonna be, he's probably gonna lead the next version of the Avengers. Probably gonna be one of the main leaders, I would assume. So yeah, I mean, it's a big moment, big MCU moment coming up in this next episode. Seeing him in that suit for the first time, you're gonna be seeing a lot of them. So very exciting. That's really all you can say about that. Just super pumped for that.
Yeah, and then to wrap up this episode, they have the Flag Smashers infiltrate the meeting, the government meeting, and then I guess Sam finds out about this and he realizes it's time to get to work, and he's getting ready to put on the suit, and the episode wraps up right there. We don't get to see him put it on, but God, I'm ready for it, man. When I see this suit, I'm gonna be so happy, like we were saying, and it's really just all in all a great episode. And like we mentioned, there's the after credit scene as well with what's it called, John Walker making his own shield. And I actually didn't think about what you said earlier. I do wonder where he got some of these materials from, if they're even like, I don't know what kind of metal it is. Is it just like steel? Is it actually?
Is he rich?
I don't know. I don't know what this is, but I guess we'll find out soon enough, because if it can't just be a regular steel shield, because what's that going to really accomplish?
Whole lot of nothing.
That's my point. It's got to be like the real deal. It can't just be nothing. So I'm guessing he had to get that from somewhere, whether it was a personal connection of his or maybe it was Dreyfuss's character. I guess we'll find out. But
oh Jesus.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal episode, man.
Yeah, I mean, what else is there? Like you said, the Flag Smashers go to New York to stop this vote that's gonna put people that were kind of like they're kind of homeless, but they're kind of not. Like they'll all get sent back to their countries basically. Their original pre-blip countries is the way I see it, is the way that I understand it, I guess. And so they're trying to stop that vote, but they're gonna use extreme measures, and that's where the conflict comes in. Because like a big plot point is like Sam Wilson says to Carly, "I agree with your fight. You're doing it. You're doing a good job. It's just that you're going way too far with this." And it's just like like she blew up a building, and that's where like there's a certain line that can't be crossed, and she fucking leaped over the line, and that's where Sam's got to come in and take her down.
Yeah.
So
I guess if I had to rate this episode, I'd probably give it do I give it a? Yeah, I give it a 9. This episode didn't end up having a ton of action, but it didn't need it at all outside of the opening. It was a very character-driven episode, and it did the job, man. It deepened every single character they aimed to expand on, and I couldn't be. And they set up the finale flawlessly, man. The finale I think is gonna wrap up really well, but fingers crossed, because I also said that with WandaVision, but we know how that went. But I guess we will hope for the best, and I think that this show, when it's said and done, will be better than WandaVision in terms of its cohesiveness, and it's gonna end up being probably one of the better MCU projects out there, man. It's really, really good.
yeah, it's actually like a sneaky top MCU thing. So yeah, I'm very excited for episode 6. It's gonna, I really do think that like a lot of these plot threads are gonna close off very nicely. I think everything's pretty connected with each other now, and so we're just gonna have a nice. It's gonna be over an hour the episode, so it's gonna be a nice final conclusion to this. And I don't necessarily do scores. I think 9's a fair score though. So yeah, just super pumped for Friday, and can't wait. That's all I have to say. Fucking awesome episode, a lot of exciting news, and yeah, just very excited.
All right, well, I think we're ready to wrap this up. This has been a great episode as always, Tom, but until next time, this has been a great episode of the Cape Time Podcast. We will see you next time, everybody.
Peace.